We got a lot going on, guys, so check this out. I got to talk about this poll, this new Emerson poll, but I want to first welcome back all my Wolfpack members, all of you who like political commentary with a punch, bold, and in your face with some funny. That's what we do here. California poll shows that Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders are leading the state. Oh, goodness gracious. Big time Emerson poll just out, guys. There's even more in this poll to be discussed. But the big glaring thing about this poll is that there's somebody noticeably out of the top two in this poll. That would be Senator Kamala Harris. Not only is Kamala Harris not in the top two, she's not in the top three or top four. She's a distant 5 in her own home state. Now, when we talk about Kamala Harris in California, we're not just talking about someone who's a sitting senator in the state, because that would be bad enough, Johnson. We're talking about someone who has been in California politics for the last 20 years. Prosecutor, District Attorney, San Francisco, Attorney General, California. Now, Senator in California. And you cannot do better than 5th place. Somebody needs to get the paddy wagon. Looks to me, guys, like somebody doesn't like cops. Well, let's get into these numbers, because not only is this an indictment, I said indictment of Kamala Harris and her campaign strategy and her prosecutorial record and the ability of independent media to get the word out about Kamala Harris, and a little thing called Tulsi Gabbard also calling her out on the world stage. But it says a lot about a lot of things. Now check this out. As you can see here, we got Bernie Sanders with 26%, Biden with 26%, Warren with 20%, Andrew Yang beating Kamala Harris in California by 1 point. She's being trailed very closely by O'Rourke and Buttigieg. And look, Tulsi Gabbard with 2%. I think it's also important to note that Tulsi Gabbard and Yang and, are beating Booker and Castro and Amy Klobuchar. If you watch my content, you'll know I did a video about Amy Klobuchar. Amy lock 'em up Klobuchar. But you can click over here and get that link, or is it over here? Somewhere on the screen you'll be able to click for it. Here's the thing. I've often wondered why Amy Klobuchar was still in this race. I don't understand it. I also was befuddled. Couldn't figure it out. Why she even made, or how she even made the last debates. You see, in California, she's not even polling above 1% in California, but she makes the debates. I don't get it. What polling were they looking for? 0% in California. 0. I don't know how she made the debate cut, Johnson, to be on the 3rd debate stage in Houston, Texas. Seems weird to me. But here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. This is what's interesting. Maybe America, or maybe not America, maybe the Democratic Party, consisting of Democrats, liberal, moderate, also independents, which are all stripes, and even some disaffected Republicans who are considering Democratic candidates. Maybe, just maybe, they're not that interested in electing a prosecutor. Yeah, I've always been wondering how did all of these activist type folks who support social justice, who support decriminalizing of marijuana, who support the eliminating of private prisons, that support not just this week, Johnson. A lot of people come out for it this election cycle, like Kamala Harris. She's come out for it now that she's no longer in power in California in that way. Now, all of a sudden, she supports legalizing marijuana, decriminalization, giving people easy, earned time, and also reducing bail or eliminating bail. Maybe these are things now that she supports. But back when it helped, she didn't support it. I've always wondered during this entire election season so far how these activist-oriented people, these people that go, black, Support black folks and fight for social justice while these people would support Kamala Harris, someone with a record of incarcerating black folks. Now, I get it why Sunny Hostin would support Kamala Harris. She talks her up on every show of The View. That's because Sunny is herself a prosecutor, and prosecutors tend to stick together. And there's been some others. I've been just surprised. I've been astonished. Like, how could you support Kamala Harris? Ricky Smiley? She locked up half your audience. Or she would lock them up. Kamala Harris has never locked up rich folks. But it has to burn for these supporters like Charlamagne the God, D.L. Hughley, Spike Lee, Marsha Fudge, the Congressional Black Caucus, by and large, who support Kamala Harris, and she can't even win in her own state with her own constituents. And maybe that's because her constituents know her better than you do. And they know what she hasn't done, is you make excuses for and berate others, Roland Martin, for not supporting Kamala Harris. But it has to burn that you, Kamala Harris, giving the first CNN town hall, and a soft audience at that. No one truly held her feet to the fire about her criminalization and locking up parents for truant children and the child missed school. No one called out her video of laughing about decriminalizing and tamping down on the prison population in California.
And we run around with these signs, build more schools, less jails. Build more schools, less jails. And we walk around everywhere. Build more schools. We protest. Build more schools, less jails.
No one held their feet to the fire about any of these issues. It was independent media that led the way. And hey, I'm going to go ahead and say it. Thank you, Tim Black. Thank you, Tim Black, for calling out Kamala Harris. Even when it cost you, even when people pointed fingers, even when people called me a self-hating black man, when some people called me a misogynist, I kept doing it because I believe that no party should have a prosecutor running for president. Not in this age of decriminalization, not in this age where we recognize that though we are 5% of the world population, we house 20% of the world's prisoners, that we lead all industrialized nations in the incarceration, primarily of poor black people, poor Latinos, and poor white people. That's what we do, Johnson. I'm proud to say I led the way on this. And I don't feel bad at all that she's losing in California. My only wish is that she gets out of the race totally. Maybe she should consider it. Her and Amy Klobuchar, lock them up, Klobuchar. And maybe it would be prevailing wisdom for her to do so. Now, what is Kamala Harris going to do about this fall from grace, this 12-point drop or nosedive that she's had since the second debate? Well, she's putting all her eggs in an Iowa basket. She's going to forego the private door, behind closed door fundraisers with the big wigs, the big money interests in California and New York, and do what's called hand-to-hand political canvassing, one-on-one, boots on the ground with her 65-person staff, outreach staff, ground game staff. And I understand it's a way for her to try to turn the tide on this losing campaign. I don't believe that she can do it. I don't think it can be done. I think you are who you are when you came into this race. You bring your record with you. And as I always say, folks, if you can't run on your record, maybe you shouldn't run. Kamala Harris might want to start focusing really soon, relatively soon, maybe not just yet, but pretty soon Kamala Harris is going to have to make a decision. Will the hits that she's taking to her reputation be too much? Will it cost her Senate seat? It may not cost Amy Klobuchar hers, though it should. How are you going to have 12 cop shootings as while lead prosecutor and not bring charges against a single one of the officers? But she's in Minnesota, so maybe they'll overlook her record. Now that the light has been shined directly on Kamala Harris, I want to make it clear. No, I want to make it really, 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 really clear that the roosters are coming home to roost. Follow me here at Real Tim Black on Facebook and Twitter. Also subscribe to this channel. And if you find value in this conversation, share it with a friend on social media. They are censoring me on YouTube. This is how we fight back. Wolfpack.